welcome to the Everyday Board Game Reviews. I'm your host, Daniel.
And I'm your host, Daniel.
And today we're going to be reviewing Cabanga from Amigo Games.
Yeah, so I really do enjoy this game. My copy here, a special one here, came from the Netherlands. My wife was able to pick it up for me while she was up there. But go ahead and describe what Cabanga is, because you know it better than I do.
Yeah, so Cabanga is a simple little card game. You have 4 different suits of cards. There's 4 different colors. I think like blue, purple, red, and yellow. And those suits range from 1 to 18. They're just numbered from 1 to 18. That's all they are, right? Then you also have 4 cards in the middle that make up a column that show each of those 4 suits, just to show which are on each row. And then you have 8 starting cards that you mix up, and they're ranged anywhere from 1 to 18. And so the way it works is simple. Those cards get laid out as 2 different discard piles for each of the suits. Each suit has 2 different discard piles. And the way the game works is simple. You deal out a certain number of cards based on the number of players, and on your turn, you just play a card onto one of the 2 discard piles on that according color. So if I play a red card, it's got to go on to either the left or the right discard pile. Now what you're trying to do is try to have the fewest points at the end of the game. Each card is worth 1 to 3 points, and if you play a card, then you get out of your hand. Here's the catch though. If you play a card that leaves a gap between the 2 discard piles, and there's a range of numbers in between them, then any other player can say Cabanga and throw a card that is somewhere within that gap. Meaning if I play a 17 and there's a 14 on the other discard pile, and Daniel has a 15 or a 16 or both, he can throw them at me and I have to draw cards as a penalty. Yep. Trying to get rid of cards, so that's no good.
So the cards that are handed to you are put off to the side.
They are. They're put off to the side. They're not the penalties themselves, but that also lowers the number of cards that the other player has.
Yep.
Which helps speed the game along, because the game will end when one player runs out of cards from their hand. Simple as that. Now, what makes it really funny, and there's one special rule that everyone doesn't notice, and I had to be very explicit, is that also, depending on the last player, if Daniel plays a red card, if I play a red card, I have to draw a penalty card into my hand. Now, that might be worth it, because I might have huge ranges. Mm-hmm. So,
when I played it, I had that happen to me. Is like, do I play and not play the card that my wife had just played, and just play this card? It's like 3 cards. It can't hurt me that bad. Or do I take the 1 card? I played the card. I got the 3 cards. One person had all 3 of those cards and gave them to me. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So,
which is hilarious.
It's that nice little push and pull there.
Now, with our reviews, if you're familiar with our podcast or our other reviews on this channel, you know that we take our bias out of it. It's very clear that we like this game a lot.
Yeah.
There's a reason we're reviewing it, but we also take our bias out of it. We have 5 gamer criteria. We'll talk about each one of those when we get to it. And for each of those criteria, Daniel and I can each give it either a positive or a negative. If it gets a positive, we call that giving it a Daniel. And each game can get 0 to 10 Daniels, giving it its score. Ready to get into this?
I'm ready to get into this.
All right, we're starting off with game immersion.
When we're talking about game immersion, is the game fun to lose? Is there player interaction, either table talk or role-playing, and leads to memorable moments? And this one, again, is one of the more easy Daniels for me when we're talking about reviews, because this game is fantastic to lose. Trust me, I know. I got 3 cards in 1 turn. So I have a good time with this game. It does have a lot of player interactions. Usually it's trash talking because someone goes Cabanga and you're like, no, do not be giving me those cards right now. That kind of thing. And the memorable moment is like when you're playing a card down, you're just sitting at the table like, is someone... And then someone at the table likes to go, no. Make your gut sink because they're thinking they're going to give you a card. So yeah, this is an easy Daniel for me. The game immersion of this game is fantastic.
Absolutely. It's not a thematic game. Granted, that's only a small little criteria of it. But, I mean, the table talk, the interactions, they are so hilarious in this game. It works so well. It has no right being as fun as it is.
When we showed this to Gamehead Geek, his favorite saying was, you son of... Every time you did that, you did it to him. Every
card I played happened to be the one he wanted to. And it's like, you can still play it. It's a penalty. But if you leave a gap, you also get those penalties
as well, yeah.
Which is hilarious. And it's just super funny how it works. Fun to lose. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose. It's so fun. Memorable moments, player interaction, it has it all. Big Daniel for me. So, next one is art and production.
And this is you.
Art and production. So we talk about the art, which obviously is objective, the pieces and components, and the graphic design. So there's not much graphic design in this. I mean, it's really simple. It's number 1 through 18. Daniel and I are both colorblind, so we always take that into account. But the colors are vibrant, they're clear, and in different editions of the game. This is from the Netherlands, from 9.99 Games. The Amigo version is also really clear, solid. The cards quality is always a good thing. That's kind of their thing with Amigo, is they like to have really solid card quality.
Yeah.
And the components, I mean, the card quality is great, and the art, while like it has like African style masks, like that doesn't really explain why they did it. It's just to kind of differentiate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit more abstracted in the American version of it. Take it or leave it. I don't know if they were trying to be like specific on anything, but I don't know. But as far as the components and the graphic design, it works all really functionally. And I even like the fact that the 12 cards that you deal, or I'm sorry, not 12, the 8 cards, the starting discard cards, they have a gray background to it. So it's really easy to separate them from the deck.
Yeah.
And just mix them up, lay them out, you're ready to go.
All right, so
Big Daniel for me.
All right, there we go. That's what I was waiting for.
Sorry.
When we're going to the art and production, for me, the art is fine. That's probably the one that I'm not going to give it a point on.
Yeah.
It's for mass. They're fine.
Yeah.
What I will give it a props to is the graphic design. I still struggle with the blue and the purple a little bit, but each one has a symbol, so I know which one I'm playing on. So it's really easy. That's all you have to do. Just give me a symbol for the colors. It's been going on since Ticket to Ride. People should know this now. Just give us a little symbol.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, people. And the pieces of the card stock is fantastic. It's really good, really quick. The box size is actually not that bad either. In fact, you
small.
can keep it in that clamshell, or you can put it in a photo box, which I do. But yeah, it gets a Daniel for me. The only one I say is like the art. It's kind of but the graphic design is great. The pieces and components are great, so it gets a Daniel.
All right, on to meaningful choice. And meaningful choice breaks down to impact on other players, the depth of strategy, tactics, or skill, and do arbitrary choices make an impact or an AP negatively impact the game. So impacting on other players, that's huge, right?
Yeah.
You know, what you play, if you're paying a lot of attention to what other people are playing, you can suss out kind of like the range of what they have or what they haven't been playing, or just their reactions when they go,
Yeah.
like if I play a red card and you start cussing me out, you probably have red cards in your hand, or at least ones that are within that range that would help you out, right? And so that there's some of that. I think that has enough of it. It's tactical. You know, you have to change your strategy. You're trying to get that. There are that decision space where you're like, oh, this is worth 3 points in my hand. I'm just going to play it because it works really well right now, and I'm just going to draw a card to replace it because it's probably less, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's some scaling on that. And it's not really arbitrary because it's really very clear like what you should or shouldn't play on your hand. And if you have to think about it, you only have to wait for a few minutes. So, this one gets thumbs up from me as well. This gets a Daniel for meaningful choice.
And it's going to get a Daniel for me as well. Like you were saying earlier, there is an impact on other players because of where you're playing your games. Yeah, you're beholden to what you have in your hand or what you're drawing up based on Cabangas.
Yep.
But you're still having to play within a certain range. You're still having to be really smart with your strategy as you're playing. Oh, my wife just took a red card or played a red card. I could play these red cards and take that one penalty. Yep. Or I can play this yellow card and hope I don't take that penalty, which it didn't work out for me, but it is there. It's that where you have to think of how you play these cards. And sometimes you want to take one of those penalties because you're trying to get, like, the cards are ranked 1 to 3. Those are going to be your points that you're going to get. So if I have a lot of 3 cards in my hand, I want to get those out of my hand, especially if I'm noticing someone's getting really close to busting out. It's like, I'll take the 1 penalty by playing this 3 card. It's a red card. Yeah, my wife played a red card. I'll take the 3 penalty and draw up because there's a good chance I'm not going to pick up that penalty or another 3 penalty. There's also a bad chance that you are going to pick up that 3 penalty because you just don't know what's going to happen there. But there is a lot of depth to what you're doing. There is a little bit of arbitrary choices because, again, you're beholden to what's coming up, but it doesn't make that much of an impact on the game compared to your impact on other players, as well as that strategy is like, how do I play my hand? Yeah. So I will give it a Daniel.
All right, now we're going on to ease of play. And ease of play talks about the simplicity and familiarity of the mechanisms, likelihood to get to the table, whether it's the theme or the mechanisms, and is it easy to learn, understand, or teach? This one also gets a Daniel from me. It is very simple to learn. I can teach this through play. It's really simple. And if I'm the first player, I can be part of it, and I can just teach you how to play it while we're playing the game. It's very easy to understand. And the mechanisms, I mean, everyone knows how to compare numbers and understand like between the gaps and stuff between those. And then what's more fun than throwing cards at other players and yelling "Cabanga!" Right? It's super fun. So it gets people excited. The only thing I wouldn't get it too much is likelihood to get to the table. Other than the fact that it's so compact, since it's just simply a deck of cards. That's it.
Yeah.
It's really easy to bring to like a restaurant, play while you're waiting for food. That's likely to get to the table. But initially, if you look at the cover, you're like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's just some generic card game, right? But I would still give it ease of play just because, you know, I think it is very easy to learn how to play. I mean, I taught it to you in what, like 30 seconds?
Something like that, yeah. So for me, it's going to get a Daniel for me at ease of play as well, because it is a simple game, and the simplicity of it makes it easy enough to get to the table. The mechanism is basically you're playing a card and you just got to do simple math. That's all you got to do. So it's very simple. It's like it's a card shedding game. You tell that to people, you're basically trying to play out your hand without getting any penalties.
Anybody who's played Uno, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They'll know what that is.
It's very simple in that aspect. The likelihood to get to the table, as you're mentioning, this is an easy travel game. This is a pub game. This is something I could take on a cruise if I take a cruise with friends and family again, which I have one planned next year. So I am easily taking this one to the table. And it is like when I was describing it to my wife over the phone, she's like, oh, that does sound fun. So there, that tells me it's real easy to get to the table. And it is fairly easy to learn, understand, and teach. You're basically like, hey, you don't want to leave too much of a gap between these two. And you also want to make sure you don't have points in your hand at the end of the game. So you want to shed your 3-pointer card or your 2-pointer card out of your hand. Leave yourself with as much minimum number of points you can. So it's real easy to teach that game. It's by far one of the easiest games I've taught. So it gets an easy Daniel for me on this one.
All right, our last category is replay value.
And what we're talking about that is the length of time and scaling well, minimum number of plays for the full experience, and expandability. That we think there's some expansions coming up or not. So for me on this one, this is the one I will not give it a Daniel. The length of time and scaling well is fantastic. It does really well on that aspect of it. But
scales really well, 2 to 6 players.
Yeah, you play it one time, you know how to play the game every time you play it.
Yeah.
The only difference is what you get in your hand. And there's going to be some cards that are staying in the deck that you don't know about. That's it. But you know how to play it the first time. It's not going to change as you're going.
No.
And as of right now, we don't know if there's going to be an expansion. There hasn't been any announcements. I think it's a fantastic game, but it doesn't get a Daniel on the replay value of that aspect of it. It is a fun game, but yeah, that's it.
Same thing. I don't think it needs expansions. I don't think Amigo's not a company that tends to do expansions, especially for their small little card games. So again, it doesn't need it. If you like those quick little pocket games that are super silly, you'll know if you like that or not, and you'll know how much that'll get to your table. Again, this is one you throw in your coat pocket. If you go to a restaurant, you're waiting for some food, it's a great one to bring out. But if you know that that's the kind of game you like, you probably have a handful of those already, right? And you vary it up as much. Whether this will change your opinion on it because of how silly it is, could be. But either way, I do like it a lot. But it does not get a Daniel for me on replay value either.
All right, with that being said, Cabanga is a game that we both enjoy, and so much so, based on our criteria, it gets an 8 out of 10.
That's right. So, congratulations to Cabanga. If you enjoyed this review, please comment down below. Or even if you didn't enjoy it, tell us why we're wrong. Tell us why Daniel is wrong specifically. And, comment down below. We love interactions. Also, we stream live on twitch.tv. We have podcast channels anywhere you get your podcasts. We have an Instagram. And we have an email at everydayboardgames2020@gmail.com. Lots of ways to get in contact, watch our content. So let us know what you think. And as always, I've been your host, Daniel.
And I've been your host, Daniel.
And we want to thank you for listening to Everyday Board Games.
And remember, every day is a good day for board gaming.